Allure Beauty has curated a list of 33 brands that we might not have known are cruelty-free. I'm so excited to share this list with you guys today. So happy I came across it because we do a lot of Allure Beauty here on the channel. I cover a lot of different beauty boxes, and Allure Beauty is definitely one of my specialties, I have to say. I even have a rankings video, a couple of rankings videos out there sharing my top beauty boxes. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But I definitely always rank Allure as one of the top boxes. They are top notch and they are very popular for good reason. I also have been really sharing cruelty-free beauty this year, 2025. That is our focus here. I've also got a video out there on how you can spot when a brand is truly cruelty-free. I did happen to find at least one brand in here that I disagree with Allure on. I think I have caught them in a little mistake, and we're going to talk about it. So make sure that you stay tuned and stick around so that we'll share that one, as well as a couple others that they did surprise me on and educate me on, and I'm so excited to have discovered that one. Make sure that you watch all the way to the end, because that is how we get more cruelty-free beauty pushed out by YouTube. Their favorite way to tell whether or not a video is any good and whether they should push it out is by how long you watch it. So it really helps me out here in growing the channel, but also in the cruelty-free beauty world to push our content out. So that will really help me out if you stay watching till the end. That's the best thing you can do. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're just going to go through the 33 brands that they give us and take a little quick peek at each of them. And if it is something I have tried before, kind of give my thoughts on it and maybe a little more detail on the cruelty-free status. Keep in mind this article is about 4 years old because it was written in 2021. So do keep in mind there may have been some brands added to this in the last couple of years, but in general, I thought it was a great thing to share because I already love Allure. They tend to vet a lot of products for us already. They have the Best of Beauty Awards where they go through and they pick everything, and I tend to trust a lot of their picks. They pick out some great things. I will also let you know, if you have not seen my video already on how to tell if it's a true cruelty-free brand. We talked a little bit in that video about how it kind of depends on your sources and on what you're basing your criteria on for cruelty-free. So there's a lot of brands that claim they're cruelty-free when they still, for example, sell in China. So the thing with China is China actually requires brands to test on animals if they're going to sell there in the market. It doesn't mean brands that are made there, like products that are made there. It means if they're in the Chinese market, they have to test on animals. So there's a lot of brands that will say they're cruelty-free with the exception of where it's required by law. So in my book, that's still not technically cruelty-free. There's also kind of some gray areas where, you know, you can look at whether they're owned by a parent company that's cruelty-free or not. I tend to, for the purposes of this, and you can decide for yourself where you stand on it, but for our purposes here, I'm going to be going by a lot of what Cruelty-Free Kitty says. That is my top resource usually that I like to check because I know the criteria and I know that all of these brands have been well vetted. And the criteria with that is that it's not one sold in China, but Cruelty-Free Kitty still includes brands that have a parent company that's got a cruelty-free status. And the idea with that is, you know, you can take different approaches to it. You could just say, no, I'm not going to do it at all. Or you can decide that, hey, this is our chance to show the parent company that these are the brands under you that are cruelty-free that are doing better. We're supporting the cruelty-free brands as opposed to the ones under you that are not cruelty-free. And we're showing you with our money and with our wallets that this is what we want. And it's kind of like a way to advocate to those parent companies. And so I think that's kind of the stand on that with this. So that's sort of just a little note I wanted to make to you guys on how I kind of test out that cruelty-free label and if it really does mean cruelty-free or not. So we're going to talk about that as we go through each of these brands. And so we're going to start off with Allure. So Allure Beauty is who they have. Now this is owned by Clarins, the parent company. And from the start, I can tell you Clarins is not a cruelty-free company, but the brand itself is and is dubbed cruelty-free by Cruelty-Free Kitty. This is a brand I still have not gotten to try a lot of, and I feel like I might only own one product from them, and I really need to change that in 2025. This is a lip balm like sample that I got from them. I am pretty sure I don't have a whole lot else from them, so I can't give you a good review on it, but it is definitely one to look at. This is called At Last Multi-Stick, by the way, the shade, if you're curious about it. But Allure goes on to say they are woman-founded. One of those greener companies is better for the environment, according to them, so still in with our conscious beauty goals. And they kind of tout Ilia as genius multitasking makeup lineups. And I think that the product that won an award from Allure was their Super Serum Skin Tint. So gonna have to add skin tint to my list. I am coming up with sort of a best of and roundups type series of videos for you where I'm going to try to share my favorite cruelty-free picks in each category. So I'm sort of in that research phase right now, but definitely stay tuned because I'll be bringing you those videos. So I need to add this as a skin tint in the skin tints category. But what Allure points out is that they're a sustainable brand that works with Pact Collective to allow customers to mail back in their empty products from any brand, actually, not just from Ilia. And they'll send a prepaid shipping label to send it back. And they break down the materials responsibly and help keep all of these boxes out of landfills. So I absolutely love that. And this is something new that I just learned from this article I never knew before. And you guys, as a beauty blogger, influencer, I get a lot of boxes. I mean, I keep UPS, the mailman, everybody hopping constantly. I've usually got 6, 7 boxes on my doorstep every day. And I was just getting asked by my friend Mela, like, what do you do with all your boxes? And I said, well, I just break them down and put them in my recycling bin. But the fact that they have this program is an amazing find. I might have to check it out and start keeping them in a lot of business, taking care of all my boxes. All right, next up we have Madison Reed, and this one is a hair color brand. I've had several of y'all recommend it to me because I do dye my hair because I get grays very often, and this is a cruelty-free brand. Cruelty-Free Kitty has dubbed it cruelty-free and says that it is not owned by a parent company either that's non-cruelty-free. I don't know who owns it though, but it does have the Leaping Bunny logo as well, which we talked about in that video if you want to go check it out for more details on Leaping Bunny and that program. But they have a lot of hair color formulations, and they don't tend to include a lot of products like ammonia and PPDs and whatnot, so they tend to use more keratin, argan oil, ginseng root extract from what Allure says. But one of their products from Allure that won awards was the Color Reviving Gloss. So I still can't believe that I haven't tried this one. It is definitely going on my list too. All right, and then next we have Charlotte Tilbury, who I did know this, and I love my Charlotte Tilbury. And so believe me, I would be devastated if I found out she was not, but I'm so happy. She's always been cruelty-free, I think, since she started, if I remember that correctly. I'll have to look up when she went cruelty-free, but it is Leaping Bunny approved, as well as Cruelty-Free Kitty approved as well. Now she does have the parent company, Puig, if I say that right, y'all, that is not cruelty-free, but her brand itself is. And of course, so many products from Charlotte Tilbury I could tell you guys about that I love. Love her magic cream. I own a lot of things by her. The one that truly has the signature and award-winning from Allure that they mention is her Pillow Talk lipstick. So this is just your classic, like, iconic Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Like, everybody knows this, I think, by now. But yes, absolutely glad that Charlotte Tilbury is cruelty-free. One of my favorites for luxury. And then next we have Tarte, which is another favorite brand as well. They are vegan and cruelty-free. And so many products I own of theirs too. They have so many things I love. My favorite products from them of all are probably their Maracuja lip balms for sure. I just now got the Tarte 12-Hour Amazonian Clay Blush from Ipsy. And this is, I think, the one that Allure talks about as their award-winning ones that they gave them the awards. And so probably most of these products that they're sharing, but they also are really committed to sustainability as well. So they have a lot of their ingredients that are sourced from like farming communities, female farming communities, they're saying, and cold pressed seeds that would otherwise be discarded. They like to support women, reduce carbon footprint and whatnot. And so they have won a lot of awards, including Allures, but then also PETA's too. They have their stamp of approval, and the Reader's Choice Awards also through Allure. Now, they are approved by Cruelty-Free Kitty as cruelty-free. They do have a parent company that is not cruelty-free. They sold in 2014 to Kosei, but you know, they've always stayed out of the Chinese market though. So to me, that's just always a big one when the companies stay out of the Chinese market. All right, another luxury one, we have Hourglass, and I've only just recently started doing Hourglass. I just picked up their Lotus palette. The packaging is just so stunning to me. I'm really drawn to a lot of their packaging. And I got that one on my own, and then I got this one in FabFitFun. I love this blush, cream blush from them. So I enjoy the luxury side. And so this is a good luxury alternative, because what I'm finding is a lot of the luxury brands, it can be hard to find cruelty-free. So Charlotte Tilbury and our Hourglass so far. But another little fun fact about them, according to Allure, is that they donate as well some of their sales, some of their profits to the Non-Human Rights Project. So it's a nonprofit that works to secure fundamental rights for animals. And back in 2017, that's when they started trying to transition to vegan products and remove all of the animal products from their brands as well, so that by 2020, they became a fully vegan brand, their whole project lineup. So the product that, of course, Allure talks about is their ambient light palette, and they tend to have a lot of variations on a lot of the same palette, which is kind of like this one as well. But with only having dabbled in it a little bit, I have more to try out. I'm hearing amazing reviews on their foundation. So that's one of the ones I'm definitely planning to get to test in my cruelty-free foundations lineup. So definitely stay tuned. Now, this is another one though that does have a parent company that's not cruelty-free. They are owned by Unilever. So keep that in mind if that's more your criteria. All right, next we have In Beauty Project, and this is one that I didn't know before until like Ipsy and Sephora was starting to carry it, I think, and so I had just started seeing a little bit of it. Unfortunately, I ended up decluttering the products I'd gotten from Ipsy just because I have so much skincare. I don't think that I have, I think I might have gotten their makeup remover or something, so I still haven't really gotten the chance to try it much for you, but one that Allure is really featuring is their Green Machine Skin Transforming Oil. So I need to take a second look at this brand. This one is also vegan. And so another fun fact about them is that they have pledged to remove more of the plastic waste. So a focus and commitment on sustainable packaging and whatnot. And of course, approved by Cruelty-Free Kitty. And they also state that they do not have a parent company that is non-cruelty free. So that's a good thing. Next, I'm very happy because one of my favorite hair brands, Olaplex, is also cruelty-free, and they are a wow product. Lots of bond building ingredients for the hair. Now, they also are not owned by a parent company that isn't cruelty-free. Or okay, they're owned by a parent company that is cruelty-free. Is probably a better way to say it. And they also do not sell in China, and they actually forbid their products be sold in China or anywhere with laws that require animal testing. So love that about Olaplex. And then next, my favorite drugstore brand, e.l.f. And I've known that e.l.f. is cruelty-free. They are fully vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, and gluten-free across the board. And it's one of the reasons I always chose their brand first. Whenever I would choose like a drugstore product in my professional makeup kit, and why I tend to opt for them a lot is because I know that across the board, that's the case, and I wouldn't have to go research a lot. And they were like the only drugstore brand at the time that was just fully vetted in every product across the board. There were other drugstore brands, which we'll talk about later, that had some cruelty-free or some vegan, but it wasn't like all of those things in every area. And so that's what I loved about e.l.f. And of course, they make amazing products too, with great drugstore affordable prices. They tend to dupe a lot of other high-end brands. I have a whole video out there on that too, if you want to check that one out, where I went through a lot of comparisons of what each product was duping on another company. And of course, there's so many products I have from e.l.f. and that I love from them. I just grabbed this one. It's their lip oils, which kind of dupe Dior lip oils. And Dior is not cruelty-free. So if you want a good, affordable alternative that's cruelty-free, grab these. But what they did was they did replace beeswax and lanolin in their products, which are not, you know, always vegan, or they're not vegan. So a lot of waxes, honey, things like that, things that animals, bees or bugs or what have you make, not considered vegan. So they removed those things and they made some synthetic versions. And on top of that, they don't have a parent company that's not cruelty-free either. So they're just amazing across the board. And they've just been my #1 drugstore pick. There are definitely some others too, though. And I will probably also be doing some videos where we just go to the drugstore and I pick out which ones at the drugstore are your good cruelty-free picks. So you'll be seeing a lot of e.l.f. when I do that, but we'll talk about a couple of the other brands as well. But we're going to move on to the next one. Allure Beauty, and this is a Black-owned brand. They're known for having a lot of inclusive shades and whatnot. Now, I feel like we have gotten some in either Ipsy or one of my boxes, maybe Chic Beauty Box, one of them, but I don't remember what I got, so I don't have any to show you. I feel like I haven't gotten to try a whole lot from them, but they are indeed cruelty-free. They do not have a parent brand company that is not cruelty-free. And their big winner from Allure was their matte base with hyaluronic acid. So awesome. Next, we have up Glossier. Okay, so this is one I have not done enough of, but I've had several samples and I've been featuring them. I love, love, love their Cloud Paint blush. So I'm planning to do a full Glossier haul. I actually watched a documentary on Glossier too, like kind of how it started and whatnot. I had no idea, honestly, guys. This whole time, knowing about Glossier, I didn't even know the links to like the hills. It's crazy, but I'm 46, so I may not be as up to date with the young ones. But anyway, so Glossier is indeed cruelty-free, and they are actually owned and operated independently. So there is no parent company that is not cruelty-free involved. Since I haven't done much more than the cloud paints, I have a lot more to do in bringing you guys reviews on them, but I'm really excited that this is a cruelty-free brand. I think they're very popular, and so I really want to do more from them. All right, next we have, okay, I never know if I say it right. I say it like it's spelled, but it may be different how you pronounce it. So sorry, guys. R+Co or RN Co. I always see it in like the beauty boxes, but still have not ever tried it or gotten it in mine. So this one is cruelty-free, and in 2019, it actually went vegan and swapped out everything for non-animal based products too. And it is from hairstylists Garen Thom Priano and Howard McLaren, if I'm saying that right. So the biggest, like best selling is their Badlands Dry Shampoo Paste. Again, have not tried it, but it's made with volcanic ash to like soak up the excess oil. So sounds lovely. Now I could not find them on the Cruelty Free Kitty site. I may just not be able to search it the right way, but it is confirmed cruelty free by Ethical Elephant, which tends to be equally as stringent. So I would consider it to be, yes, cruelty free. All right, next we have Herbivore, and I really like Herbivore. It is one of those, it has that very minimalist feel to it. The packaging's always just like sleek and beautiful and really what I'm into. And everything from them is, I think they're all vegan, but they're all cruelty free. Minimalist glass bottles, good for sustainability. Allure really hits on their Pink Cloud Rosewater Moisture Cream. I think I've tried that one before. I've gotten a couple in Ipsy and, you know, our beauty boxes. I definitely back them up on this. I love the brand. Cruelty Free Kitty also says cruelty free and not owned by a parent company that's not cruelty free either. And then we have Bliss. Now, I feel like, have I done Bliss? I'm not sure if I have. I've seen it. I know I have. I think they have some vegan products, but not all. They are actually backed by PETA. They're PETA Beauty Without Bunnies, which is more, actually they're usually the vegan and cruelty-free status. I think they have a lot of like bath type products, and the one that Allure talks about is their Bliss Lemon and Sage Body Butter. Cruelty-free Kitty says definitely cruelty-free and no parent brand that's not cruelty-free. All right, next we have Beauty Counter. Now I know that they are indeed cruelty-free and also considered a clean brand, and that was what they really positioned their company around, was being very clean. Kind of like, so I sold Arbonne for a while, and I used a lot of their products when I was building my makeup business because they were like all vegan and clean and left off a lot of those offender type ingredients out of their list. And it was very similar with Beauty Counter, and they were also an MLM. But there's kind of been some controversy with them. Or it's that they've, you know, they started selling at Ulta, I think it was. And they fired a lot of employees, and there was a lot of employees that had worked really hard and had people under them and then no longer did. So there was just kind of what happened to their employees as they were going from this MLM status to going to full retail in the store. So yeah, and then now I think I heard, were they going under? Jen Love did a whole like expose on them, but technically, yes, they're cruelty-free and clean and all of that. I don't know. I have one product from them. I got it in, I think, the Allure Reader's Choice Award, maybe, or Best of Beauty box, one of those. And it was like their liquid eyeshadow topper, and I was like, maybe I need to try something else by them, but so far I'm not impressed. All right, we also have Paul Mitchell, so hair care brand we've all heard about in the salons and whatnot. And I didn't know this. This is cool, but maybe because I haven't been in the Paul Mitchell world, but their stylists all carry vegan leather sheer cases and use brushes made with only synthetic bristles. So that's pretty neat. They were, you know, a Best of Beauty award. I don't know, I'm never going to say this right, guys. Awapuhi Wild Ginger Collection is what Allure is really sharing in their award winner. Now though, this is where we get a little bit of tweaks. This is not the one I was referring to, but this is another one that there's a little bit of discrepancy. Cruelty-Free Kitty cannot confirm, according to their criteria, that Paul Mitchell is indeed cruelty-free. Mostly based on not having enough information from them, and they kind of say, hey, if they haven't answered all of my questions when I go to interview them on it, I'm not going to give them the cruelty-free status according to my criteria. And so they just have not, the Paul Mitchell brand has not provided enough info to Cruelty-Free Beauty to really dub them that way. Additionally, Ethical Elephant also, which is another one I really go to. So I feel like these two are like the most stringent. So that's why I tend to kind of look to them. And again, Ethical Elephant kind of says the same thing. Not enough info to really confirm cruelty-free for Paul Mitchell. Okay, the next one is Aveda. And so Allure says that they were founded on the promise of cruelty-free back in 1978, which was my birth year too. And that they also were the first company to sign the CRUELTY principles, which outline corporate responsibility to safeguard the planet and its inhabitants, setting the gold standard for cruelty-free product formulation and testing. And then in 2021, it became vegan. And so I went on to check with Cruelty-Free Kitty, and they confirmed it as well, but they also said that they use fully recycled and recyclable packaging, and they manufacture their product with 100% wind power and renewable energy. So some extra things about that. I think I have done Aveda. You know, we've gotten it in products before too, and I'm excited. I learned some new things about the brand from this. So this is one that Allure has taught me something, so I was really excited to hear these things. Okay, the next one, I am so happy this brand is cruelty-free because I love some of their stuff. I want to do even more, and that is Milk Makeup. This is a little spoiler alert for you guys who have not seen my Allure mystery box. I just opened. All right, so I think I just published it and I'm finishing this video up. This just came again. It's a repeat. I had already gotten it before, but it is a favorite. So anyway, they're including milk makeup, and they are indeed cruelty-free. They're also vegan, and they have been for a long time, but I think they had gained their Leaping Bunny certification in 2019 and then showed up at Sephora as one of their Leaping Bunny approved brands. And according to Cruelty-Free Kitty, who also confirms that they're cruelty-free, it says that they are also really working on a lot of more sustainable beauty as well. They also are not owned by any other companies that are non-cruelty-free too, so just letting you know that, so no parent companies that are non-cruelty-free to have to decide on. So this is the exciting one that really taught me and that I'm so excited to find out about. I feel like maybe I knew before, but this just, wow. I think I'd forgotten if I did know about it before, and that is CoverGirl. So exciting because I'm so glad to add this to drugstore brands. And I am not surprised to hear this because I have been seeing so many new products by them that were in their like clean line and whatnot, and we were getting a couple in the Walmart beauty box too. So thrilled to hear that I can rely on CoverGirl now. We need more of these drugstore options, guys. Okay, so Allure has here, now the only little like argument here, it's not really an argument, but Cruelty-Free Kitty has a little beef with what Allure says, I think, or what others have said, because it was big news, I guess. So it was as of 2018 that CoverGirl became the biggest makeup brand to be granted the Leaping Bunny seal through Cruelty-Free International. So universally recognized as a company not testing on animals, and happens to be the gold standard when it comes to the certificates of this kind, certifications. So, and I think it was big just like for drugstore beauty. But Cruelty-Free Kitty says, this is a load of BS because you already had others out there. You had some Milani, some NYX, some e.l.f. out there already doing what CoverGirl should have been doing. But kudos to CoverGirl. I'm so glad they have stepped up. How has this been since 2018 and I didn't realize? I guess maybe I knew and just forgot. But anyway, so this is wonderful news to me, and this is one of the ones that Allure taught me, and I'm just so thrilled. And Allure features their CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara as their big product to look at. I'm going to have to go revamp my love for CoverGirl. I have very few CoverGirl things. I did get and keep one of the CoverGirl mascaras from our Walmart beauty box, so I'm so thrilled to know now that it's cruelty-free. So that is a big perk. So according to Cruelty-Free Beauty, before this certification, they had actually been cruelty-free, like on their own, but the only thing was they still sold in China. So really that was the main obstacle, but they finally did pull out of the Chinese market. So that's awesome. And I think there's also no loopholes and all of that. I think there was some concerns, maybe there was a catch, but it's all been vetted, and CoverGirl is definitely officially cruelty-free. So very exciting. The next one is Shea Moisture. This is one I do see at like Walmart. I think we've gotten it in the Walmart box too. Another one that is cruelty-free, and they talk about how they're organic, they have fair trade, and are eco-friendly. The shea butter in each product is ethically sourced from women's co-ops in northern Ghana. And Allure particularly likes the sulfate-free moisture retention shampoo. They are owned by Unilever, again, a non-cruelty-free brand, so just keep that in mind. Then we've also got Too Faced, which has been a proponent for cruelty-free for sure. However, they are owned by the parent company, Estee Lauder, that's not cruelty-free. Make your decision there. And of course, the product that they tout is the Better Than that word mascara. I've heard horror stories of people getting demonetized for talking about this mascara, so I'm not going to say it on my channel. You know the one. So yeah, great mascara, very volumizing. So Allure really touts this one. This is a big one they're known for. So yeah, they do, it is verified they are definitely cruelty-free, just owned by Estee Lauder. All right, next, I was quite thrilled to learn Strivectin is indeed cruelty-free. Apparently, they used to sell in China, but they actually pulled out in 2017. And then it did receive official certification from PETA as well at that time. So great news because I really love this moisturizer. I think they're a great brand. Allure touts the TL Advanced Tightening Neck Cream as well, and I'm not sure that I've tried that one, so very glad to know. I'm going to have to check that one out too. And I've known that Garnier was cruelty-free for a little while, and I'm glad because it's kind of drugstore beauty, a lot of their products. And of course, my favorite is their micellar water. I always say micellar accidentally. I'm trying to remember to say micellar. I don't know why I always pronounce that, but definitely a favorite, one that I always use. But they've also got like hair products, skincare, and things like that too. So really happy for another drugstore option. All right, and then the next one is Allure Beauty, which is Drew Barrymore's brand. I have actually tried her brand. I got some PR from them, and I enjoyed her products. She had the cutest little decorative items, very affordable price. It's been at Ulta, but it might not be there now. I can't remember. But that was my first time I got to try it, and it is indeed verified as cruelty-free, at least by Ethical Elephant, who I think is pretty stringent on these things too. Okay, and then we have Big Surf. Now, this is one I don't know as well. I think they make a bunch of soaps, and I haven't even been able to really clarify and confirm either with my normal sources, but I do see it out on certain vegan sites that they're all vouching for this. So I'm going to assume that yes, it is cruelty-free. I just couldn't find it with my typical ones. And so it looks like nice animal-friendly soaps inspired by Big Sur. Oh, okay. So my cat is approving as well. It says, yes, make sure it's cruelty-free, Mom. And then next we have Lush Cosmetics. I finally got to try out one of their bath bombs because it was in the fragrance box, the Allure fragrance box. I see all the hype, guys. This was amazing. And there are these huge, like, bombs, and they are so pigmented in the water. It turned my water so deep blue, and it left my skin so soft. So I'm going to be coming back to Lush very often. I see the hype about it. Everybody loves this brand, and indeed they've been deemed cruelty-free, and I love that. All right, we've also got NCLA, which is more of a nail, I think it's a nail brand. So they have traditional liqueurs, an array of polishes and whatnot, like different funky glitters and stuff, all of which are supposedly cruelty-free and vegan. I just have never used it. I'm not very familiar with this one, but my usual sites have indeed confirmed them to be cruelty-free and vegan. So that is fabulous. That'll be good to look up some nail help because I was looking, some of the nail products I used were not. So I'm going to check that out. We've also got Allure Beauty. Do I pronounce that right, guys? I don't know if I do or not. I apologize if I don't. And I haven't done anything from them either. I've just seen the name, but I guess every product, I think it's a lot of maybe skincare, and all of the products are made with sea buckthorn oil, which is an omega fatty acid, antioxidants, and all of that. Supposedly all cruelty-free. It includes cleansers, creams for the face, body scrubs, and all of that. Allure's pick is the Beauty Hydrating Serum, and it is confirmed, yes, by Cruelty-Free Kitty. It is indeed cruelty-free. Then Derma Blend, another one. I'm so glad. I still haven't done Derma Blend that I know of, but it's one of those like on my list. It's always, I see them in some of the boxes and spoilers, so I definitely want to get to it. And they have a foundation, which is Allure's pick, so I am definitely on the hunt for some good cruelty-free foundations. I'll have to put this one on my list of roundups. They're very known for foundation and concealers, dermatologist recommended brand, and boasts a cruelty-free certification from PETA. They also have leg and body makeup, so I like that. I really need to check them out. And they are confirmed by Cruelty-Free Kitty. Indeed, they are cruelty-free according to the site. Then we have Spa Ritual, another nail one. So another nail option I'm glad about. Nail liqueur. They picked the Polish Thrive. It's kind of this metallic-y looking shade. Certified organic, fair trade ingredients, vegan, cruelty-free. It also includes body products too. And I absolutely love that name. That so speaks to me, like spa and kind of spiritual, spa ritual. the play on words there. I absolutely love that. And it has been confirmed by Cruelty-Free Kitty and Ethical Elephant and all of that, indeed cruelty-free. So I'm definitely checking that one out too. Again, I've been looking for nail products. And then we've also got the SW Basics. A few of these are ones I'm just not familiar with. So Allure has definitely given me a few new ones here. This is known for its pure and simple formulations, and they don't contain certain offender ingredients. They don't tell us much in Allure, and I don't know much about them, but their pick is the Basics Cleaner, SW Basics Cleaner, and definitely confirmed cruelty-free. All right, guys, are you ready for the one? You waited a long time for this to find out which one I caught them on. All right, we're going to talk about it. So I have a little bone to pick with Allure. I think they are wrong. They have Ahava listed as cruelty-free. I guess maybe according to their standards, but according to mine, they are not. My standards are basically, if you sell in China, I'm not supporting you as, I'm not going to label you as cruelty-free, and they do still sell in China, guys. So yes, they are made in Israel. It contains like mud and minerals from the Dead Sea, which sounds really amazing. I have a few of their products, but I did just declutter them in my last skincare declutter, where I really honed in mostly on cruelty-free. And that was my filter for my declutter this time. And so I did talk about this a little bit in there, and I had a conversation with one of you too about it. So I think there's a lot of sites that say, yes, they're cruelty-free. And of course they claim to be cruelty-free, but you can check with Cruelty-Free Kitty. She says, no, they sell in China. I suppose there could be an update somewhere that I've missed. This was the last info I could find though from Cruelty-Free Kitty. So I am pretty sure not meeting my standards. But if anybody has more up-to-date info that I'm missing, I am so open to hearing that. Let me know, because I would love to change that status too, and, you know, have another option. So, but yeah, I'm going to say Ahava, not cruelty-free. Allure, not cruelty-free. My kitty's over here shaking his head in shame. All right, next they have Vapor Organic Beauty. This is honestly one I do not know of at all. So I'm really thrilled. It looks nice. And Allure says it's got luxurious formulations and very rich pigments that don't fade and really last. So I would be very excited to try this. It is confirmed cruelty-free by my sources, and, you know, organic makeup. So Allure's pick is their Organic Beauty Luminous Foundation. So that is exciting. Now it looks like theirs is more of a foundation stick, but hey, I would love to try it, add that to my foundation list. But another pick they had too for their Best of Beauty Awards was the Aura Multi-Use Blush Stick as well. So yeah, I would love to try both of those. I'm excited about it. Looks great. And this is also not owned by a parent company that isn't cruelty-free either. All right, we finally get to our last product on Allure's list, and that is Nourish Organic. I feel like I have heard of this one, but I don't think I've tried it either. And this was the first USDA certified organic skincare collection, according to Allure. They even apparently worked closely with the Department of Agriculture, so their products would be as pure and, you know, organic as it could be. Don't test on animals, and most of its products are vegan. So I think that what Allure picked was their Organic Rose Water Body Mist, which is not vegan, but I think most of the others are. And also not owned by a parent company that is not cruelty-free. Looks like they have a lot of like skin oils, maybe like skincare, it looks like. So, and maybe some body mists, body oils too. You have a beauty balm here. Yeah, it looks great. I'd love to try that also. So that's it, guys. A list of 33 cruelty-free products already vetted by Allure Beauty, but one on there that I disagree with, and one that I couldn't confirm too, I think. So I'm going to say their list of 31 cruelty-free confirmed products, but I am still thrilled to have found this list and to have really been able to go through it all, find out more information from Allure. And I just thought it would be helpful for you guys too, because we've all been on this quest for cruelty-free here. And that's what I've been bringing a lot of on the channel. So I'm going to wrap it up here. If you want to know more about Allure themselves and the actual beauty box subscription, then I'm going to put that info down in the caption too for you. So you have just general info on it, the link to sign up with the box. There's a lot of other amazing limited edition boxes that they do too. So I'll put a few of those in there that are really good picks. They've got a great discount going right now on the Best of Beauty Awards box, actually, which is fantastic. It's $49, an incredible deal. So if you're interested, grab it. So I'm going to put all those links down in my caption, and I'm also going to put on my end screen for you where I just unboxed the mystery box. So you'll definitely want to check that one out too. You already saw one spoiler from it in this video, and a couple of the other videos that I mentioned. Definitely check those out if you're interested, also to help you out more with Allure and other beauty boxes and more cruelty-free beauty. So hopefully all of this was a helpful resource for you. You definitely want to stick around here if all of this interests you. Pop that subscribe, and I will catch you guys all on the next one. Bye.